Hi Pisces, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a general love reading for my Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. When you find this message, it's meant to be heard. It is timeless. It is for anyone who has found this reading, including cross-watchers are welcome. Let's call in our spirit guide, see what spirit wants for you today. What is next in love? What is coming towards you? What is the messages in this area of your life? So let's see, spirit for my Pisces. What is it that you want them to know today? What is it that you have for them? I am listening for you now. I have sacrifice. Okay, they don't have to sacrifice everything for, I didn't give up my life for you. I mean, we give and take. If somebody ever says to you, I gave up my life for you, no, you didn't. You made choices to be with me, or, you always have a choice not to be in a relationship too. So, you don't want somebody to give you a guilt trip over something like that. Surrendering. I have no control over what's going to happen next in this connection. Or where this connection is heading. So we want to be careful, that we are trying to control a relationship or the direction. Opposing views. You may be struggling with somebody right now. Are we on the same page? Are things going to get better? It's almost like I gave up something to be with you, and somehow I feel like somebody's throwing something in somebody's face. So I want to be careful with something like that. Disappointment, ego. I feel like somebody has, I guess, disappointed you in some way recently. And I feel like I'm struggling with, I wanted to get better. Okay. And I'm hoping that they see that their ego kind of took over. All right. Maybe you kind of pointed out some of their behavior and said, it's only one-sided, or you're not taking me into consideration, or there's two of us in this relationship, a cold environment, a cold shoulder. I want things to get better. Okay. Distance, time apart, and a fire. Okay, so we've got somebody who is, I don't feel like we are struggling in the sense we're no contact. I'm not going to say that it's no contact, but I could say that we're going through something where we are struggling with, we want two different things. I feel like it's about commitment or where we're headed with the next level. Okay. So one person maybe is holding out with going to the next level, even though they love you and even though they want to be with you. And the other person saying, hey, there's two of us in this connection. Let's see what our cards are saying, because I feel like I want to say, will they commit? Okay, so that's my question to Spirit today. I just want to know, will they commit, Spirit? Let's see. We could be just struggling with, this person isn't giving me a sense of where my future is headed. I have a 10 of Wands. I have an Empress. I have a King of Wands. I have a Sun. Okay. All right. This is coming into me as not so much hard work within the relationship, like your hard work, but they have too much on their shoulders, too much weight, too much responsibility. I have kids, a job, a business, taking care of my parents, so it's like I can't even think about starting over or starting something bigger with you. Okay. They're sharing with me, I like where we're at. I like who we are right now. Like, I like our lives now. I don't want to change. They could be afraid to commit. Things would change. Some people like to keep that separate, separate houses, separate everything, because they always feel like they're dating. They always feel like there's, this kind of, I'm still trying to capture you, and if I'm married to you, we're going to settle down. We're not going to have that kind of fun, exciting energy anymore. So, but I'm gonna say there's a fear here. I have an Ace of Swords. I have a Six of Pentacles, a Chariot. Wow. I think they're going to change their mind. I think that I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised that they actually change their mind about commitment. You may go from this person kind of consistently saying, I'll never do that, I'll never do that, to all of a sudden one day being like, you know what? I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea that we move forward with being together or making... I'm going to go with making this official. Like, I don't know what is the switch. It's Spirit saying it's just time, okay? That it just takes them time to get there. But it's almost like a light bulb went off. It's almost like they flicked a light entering into the room, the light switch. And all of a sudden, they're like, yeah, okay. All right, I'm ready now. And they just consistently kept saying, I don't think I want that. This person does like an about face with commitment. Really, really interesting. Okay. I'm going to say hang in there, because they just have to get used to the idea. I know that's crazy, but they really just have to get used to the idea of whether it's going to be different for them this time, if this is a second marriage or a second long-term relationship. But I'm going to say out of the blue that there's a proposal in your future of some kind, like, hey, or there's a good reason for us to get married. Just even life, just we can get on each other's insurance. We can share bills. We save money on our income tax returns, and we've been together forever. We're having a child together. There's a million reasons. And in addition to, I love you and I want to be with you, and it's a sacred union. But there's a lot of good reasons to be married and within society as well, to benefit two people. So we could be just looking at it from a practical standpoint, and it just makes sense for us. I have intimate and independent. They were holding on to that independence. I think there was a part of them that was, if we are married, we're going to settle down. You're no longer going to be the person I'm chasing you, or maybe we'll get bored with each other. But I think that time is convincing. Time shares with us that things don't change, or things are working out, or things are doing really great, and there is a difference between feeling committed to somebody and not knowing where you stand, of course, so they want you to feel like you know where you stand. I have a Libra. I have an X with the door open and this kind of thoughts, making sure that nobody's thinking about the past, making sure that nobody else is in the picture. So maybe we wanted to get through some of that. A free spirit. This person maybe needed to kind of feel like they were still sowing their wild oats. They didn't want to go from one relationship right into the next. That happens. So I think that I think that with time, they change their mind is really what I'm feeling. I have a Gemini. I have a universal love. I feel like this is bigger than both of us. Okay. And that could be what they're starting to realize, that we're together for a bigger reason, that we are meant to be together, or my life just wouldn't be complete without you. You know, they don't want to live without you. A fun fling. I don't feel like they see this as a fun fling. They see it as, I respect you and I would never have treated you that way. They're not looking for casual. So right now, I think you just have to hang in there and wait it out. You know, if you really want some kind of commitment with this person someday, they're changing their mind is really what's happening. I have, you're my best friend. I think what happens is this person's gone through another relationship. It didn't end well. And they didn't want to jump right into the next serious relationship. They needed time, even years, to feel like they were single, that they had plenty of time to be independent. They had plenty of time to be on their own. And then they decide that, you know what, you are the right person. And it is different this time. So I'm going to say this person will commit. I really do feel that way. Spirit, can I have a timeline on this? I feel like you've got somebody who a little bit like sooner than expected. I have at the holidays. Okay, that would be fun, getting engaged over the holidays. Next month. I have in the winter time. I have in more than a year, but it could be between now and a year from now. We could be married, something like that. Wow. I have June, maybe a June bride next year, very soon. And bottom of the deck, it's happening now. There is a part of me that's saying it's sooner than later. I feel that I don't even know if your person's going to tell you that they've changed. I really feel like it's just going to go from, they constantly are kind of not bringing it up. They're constantly avoiding it. They've made their point. And then this could be a shock that they give you a ring. It really could be. So I'm going to go with that. I just feel this complete change of emotion. Like they just decide one day that, yeah, I think it's a great idea. So this is really interesting for those of you that want a long-term commitment with a person on your mind or a person coming into your life. I have a feeling that over a period of time, this person is going to more than warm up to the idea of a long-term commitment. So I asked Spirit, will they commit? The answer is 100% yes in this reading, in this energy. So if this was meant for you, I'm hoping that you found this reading. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. If you're new to my channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, and if you'd like to book a private reading with me, please visit my website, Kathy Mamolen, psychicmedium.com, and I will put that information in the description below. I hope you enjoyed your reading, Pisces. We'll see you again real soon.